Let's do this budget. What is up, guys? In this video, I'm gonna go over my March 2021 budget, so let's get to it. Okay, so my first of the month paycheck is gonna be over $3,000, and that's because I got a clothing allowance this paycheck, so I completely forgot about it. Remember, every month is different, and in this month, the military has given me over $500 for basically to buy uniforms. So I incorporated that into this budget. Okay, so these are the expenses I'm gonna have for the month of March. For HughesNet, that's gonna be $26.19. My home phone, so as I mentioned in a previous video, I've got a landline since we don't have service in Alabama. So for the landline, the bill's been a little higher than usual, so we'll just budget that for $80. And if it's not $80, I'll just put the difference into savings. Pet food, so this is for our feral cats and Titan and my mom's dog Sadie. So it's gonna be $36.38. To get my Amazon numbers, what I'll do is I'll go in Amazon and act like I'm gonna check out and buy the items right then, and it'll calculate the tax and everything. And I know it can change from day to day, but this is just a budget, it's an estimate, so that gives me a realistic estimate of how much that's gonna be. Buffer, I'm gonna keep it at 20, and fund money, $80. I haven't really been spending any money here because I'm just ready to go home. If I do want to spend money, I've got it. The point is to not feel restricted and restrained, so that's what that's for. And every month is different, remember? So not only do I have an extra $500 that I didn't realize I had because of the clothing allowance, I'm also budgeting for a birthday gift this month. So it's really important to think ahead on those things. So this month I'm gonna be paying for a birthday gift. I don't know what I'm gonna get yet, but this is just gonna be money for that. Some people have sinking funds just for giving and gifts and things like that. I haven't wanted to start that yet. That just isn't a priority for me yet. I want to get the sinking fund for, Titan squared away and things like that. So I just incorporate things like birthday gifts in my budget for now. Okay, so I am subtracting these monthly expenses from my first of month paycheck for March. And then this number is the difference. And that is what I'm transferring to Navy Federal Credit Union. I like to keep those banks separate because it helps my spending behavior, and I like that I can have several checking accounts that act as I guess technically they're savings accounts. So I have several savings accounts in Navy Federal Credit Union. I can see them all on one screen, and that helps me divvy out the money into the different categories. Because I don't do cash envelopes or anything like that. That doesn't work for me, and I'm in a different country right now. So it's just easiest for me to keep everything electronic. I don't think I can have those separate savings accounts like that many with USAA, which is my primary bank. So that's why I transfer it to Navy Federal also. Once the money is transferred to Navy Federal Credit Union, I divvy it out between categories. I have more categories than this, but for this paycheck, this is what I want to focus on. So with the Roth IRA, I just invest 15% of this number. I invest 15% of that number into my Roth. And I'm not a math genius, so I just go into Google and I just put in what is 15% of whatever number, and that's how I get it, and I round up. Okay, Thompson Gas, that's propane. It's a propane tank for the old part of the house in Alabama, so it's heated with like gas heaters that are mounted on the wall. So gas heaters mounted on the walls in every room is how we heat that part of the house. Very old house. I'm gonna put 150 into that. It's about $300 every time I want to put 100 gallons of gas in it. And this year it's been very different with the winter. It's a lot colder than usual there, so I just want to have it ready to go when we need it. Titania, I'm gonna put $100 in Titan sinking fund, and that's for regular vet checkups and things like that, but it's really for basically if there's a medical emergency and he needs to have surgery or something. I want to have the cash ready to go because I don't like to do the pet insurance thing, but like if I want to take him to a vet for something and it's Sunday, I just want to be ready to pay for it, Home repair, this is if an appliance breaks or our AC unit goes out and we need to call somebody. Just a minor, what's that commercial? Havoc. Like he wreaks havoc, but he's like the character of this insurance commercial. I can't think of the name, not Spons. But Mayhem, right? Is it the Mayhem guy? Yeah, he's an Allstate Mayhem guy. So in case he ever wants to pay a visit, we'll be ready for him. Okay. And then whip. So this is for repair, replace fund for the car I have now. I'm never going to sell the car I have now, but it won't last forever, and I'm gonna have to face that one day. So I'm getting ready for that. Right. And then, so I just subtracted these numbers from what I transferred to Navy Federal Credit Union, and the difference is gonna go to my focus at that time. So right now I'm getting the pool fence fund up to $10,000, because that is our main objective right now, is get a fence around the pool, and then we can have a more affordable price on homeowners insurance. That is the number I'm putting in there because that's how much I need to get the total to $10,000 in my sinking fund right now, and that's what we're gonna roll with when we start getting a third round of estimates. I have a family member who's gonna help us install it because he's willing and able, and it's really great, and I appreciate it very much. And then the difference is going to go to our next new focus for the house. Get ready. Here's the big reveal. Once we have the fence around the pool, our focus is going to shift to repairing some of the siding to the house. The oldest part of the house is nearly 100 years old, and there's original log cabin underneath of there, and some of the siding over the years has fallen off in places. So we're just going to have, hopefully, I would like to just replace the siding on all of the house and just have it one blank slate, but we'll probably just end up focusing on the older part of the house and repairing that. So this is the start of that goal. Always have a goal, always know where your money's going, or else it's gonna disappear and you're not gonna know where it's at, and you're not gonna have anything to show for it. So this is my first of month paycheck, where this money is going. This is the goal. This is my roadmap with this money, and it's just half the month, so let's take a break. Then moving on to middle of the month. Okay, so for the middle of the month, I don't have that higher paycheck, but that's okay. I don't know what the paycheck is going to be like to the penny yet. I'll know that 7 days out, but this is an estimate of what it's probably going to be, since I'm not getting that clothing allowance on there anymore, which is fine. But this is what I'm working with. So these are the bills I'm going to have for this paycheck. So first one, car insurance. That's how much my car insurance is going to be. And again, it's just sitting in storage on top of my hill at home. My internet here is going to be $98. That's a constant. That cost never changes unless I run out of data for some reason within the month and need to get more, but that's what it is, and it's really good internet. Fund money, $80. I'm gonna see if I even spend this much money this month, because I might start tailoring that down until I get back home to the US. And then I might crank it back up again, but I'm really not spending money here anymore. Buffer $20, and then I go home in a couple months, so I'm starting to mail stuff home. I don't have to do this, but it'll make traveling back home a lot easier because I only have one suitcase, and I can mail things like clothes and extra things home ahead of time. I have to pay for it, but I think it's worth it. This is just an estimate. I don't know. It's all about the weight, I think, and the type of box I use. It may not cost this much, but I just want to have it ready in case it does cost that much, because I'm going to be mailing home clothes and shoes and miscellaneous things that I don't want to take home with me. Probably like my hair straightener, things like that. Okay, so I'm just going to subtract these expenses from this paycheck. And every month is different, and every paycheck is different. So this paycheck, I'm going to need to mail stuff home. So that's a different kind of expense that I'm budgeting for. Okay, so I'm going to be transferring the difference. So once I transfer the difference to Navy Federal Credit Union, I will disperse the funds to my priorities that I'm focusing on. So right now, Roth IRA, that is going to be 15% of this number. So 15% of that paycheck. That's how much that's going to be. And then Thompson Gas, $150. Going forward, what I'll probably do with my Thompson Gas sinking fund is calculate how much I'll need for like a whole year of Thompson Gas and keep it in the fund, keep it in that sinking fund. Okay, Titan, $100. Once I get his sinking fund to maybe $2,000, I'll stop, but I just want to be comfortable. Now, about a year ago, Titan was bitten by a snake on a Sunday, and he was bleeding, and I couldn't tell if he was swelling because he was, really fluffy. We went to an emergency vet about almost an hour away because the local vets weren't open because I live in the middle of nowhere, but that's okay. Anyway, I was willing to spend my entire emergency fund on Titan. And I know, like, paying for your pets, it's a personal choice. Everyone's different. But, like, I would have spent all of my emergency fund on my dog because he's, like, you know, he's a family member. He's an emotional support. Knowing that I would spend all that money on him, that made me realize, okay, I need to have a separate fund for him in case, you know, he needs to have surgery or something, or it's an emergency, because I'd be willing to spend all of my money, you know, for him. That situation made me realize he needs to have his own emergency fund, basically. Okay, home repair, $100. Whip, $100. For the whip, I'll probably do some math and long-term calculations to see how much I would need to put in a month. I'll probably pick a year, like, okay, this year I'm going to get a new to me, like a used car. So, and then I'll backtrack from there and see how much money I need to put in every month. I haven't done that yet, kind of because I really don't want that day to come, but I know it's gonna come, right? So the car I have now is 6 years old, so I really need to start saving for a really good used car. When the car I have now hits, I don't know, 10 years, I don't want to put too much stress on it. I know it's going to last a long time if I take care of it. So I'm just going to find that balance of when to get another car. Okay, then the difference is going to go to siding for the house. Okay, this is the amount that's going to the siding for the house fund, and I just put everything left over into that fund. This is a roadmap. I'm doing this a month in advance, so I'm looking at this. If I don't like how the numbers look, I'll move stuff around, but generally I like how everything's looking as the month progresses. If an emergency comes up, if something happens, I can move stuff around, because this money is not like an emergency fund kind of thing. So if something comes up, you know, I can pull from that if I need to. I don't want to, because my bigger goal of fortifying the house is the main objective. So these little pieces are what I need to get there. Well, guys, that is my budget for March 2021. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.